ladies and gentlemen. Welcome to round 3, which has Autopolis, which I have put the wrong graphic on, so apologies for that one. We are actually at Interlagos here. 1 second, my apologies, my greatest sincere apologies, ladies and gents. I may have downloaded and put on the wrong one. I did, in fact, put on the wrong one. So we are currently in round 7 here at Interlagos. We do have a 10-minute qualifying, 20-minute sprint, and then a 40-minute race with a reverse grid. Obviously, we are over in Brazil for the this round 7. Obviously, Brock Lobby broadcast by myself, and we have Kris Lashbrook on board this week. Unfortunately, myself, I was in Bathurst. I was getting ready for Bathurst, 2 weeks ago, and Eastern Creek and stuff like that. So yeah, it was pretty hectic. But as always, follow MotorMotion Esports on Facebook and head over to their website. But last round we had Dan Wood take out race 1 at Yamagiwa in Japan. No, that was round 2. This is all round 2 stuff. Give me 1 second. Apologies. Yes, I did put in the wrong... Gee, this is terrible. We actually had Andrew Scott take out the race there at Trial Mountain last week of 11 laps. We had followed by Robert Foster and Nick Patasso rounding out the podium with Monica Camilleri coming in P4. And then over in Johnson Lobby, we had Joinson take out that race, followed by Van der Zandt and Glenn Mead and Big Bruce the Shark. Heading over to the Richards Lobby, we had Hill take out that one, followed by Tony Griffin and Pacheco. Then in race 2, we had Foster take the win there over Andrew Scott and PJ Mack in Peter McKenzie, followed by Nick Patasso in 4th. Then race 2 for the Johnson Lobby, we had Glenn Mead in Big Bruce the Shark take out the second race there, followed by Kuchar and Joinson. And then over in the Richards Lobby, we had Scott Barlow and Pacheco take out that one with Hill rounding out the podium. And I can see the screen behind me is turning on, moving over. So we have Robert Foster leading the charge here on 1,072 points, followed by Nick Patasso on 924 and Monica Camilleri on 842. And then in the Johnson Lobby, we have Joinson, 1,050, followed by Crow on 938 and Van der Zandt on 896. Tony Griffin leading the charge in the Richards Lobby, followed by Pacheco and Bagnall. And heading over to the Teams Championship, we have Me Cougar Development, 2,174 points. 154 points behind them, we have Colin Racing Team, and then not too far behind, we have Diffusion Race Engineering. Very tight there for P3, P4, and P5, all separated by what would be 36 points. So, heading over now to the live stream. They have started qualifying about 4.5 minutes in. We have Dan Wood currently sitting on pole position here at Interlagos for round 7. Again, many apologies, sorry. For that graphic there. That's probably the biggest screw up that I've had in a long time. But, yeah, so we have a pretty interesting round coming up this week. Obviously here in Interlagos. These cars probably aren't set or made for this track. For me personally, I'm not exactly a big fan of Interlagos, but yeah, apparently these guys. Dan Wood had a pretty good running in the Formula tracks this year in the Formula cars there. Peasy running really wide out onto the green stuff. But while we have it here, Mr. Lashbrook, my friend, how are you this evening? Obviously we didn't stream last round because I was busy, and I believe you were busy as well. So life got in the way of that one. But how are you going tonight on this very muggy Sydney night Tuesday?
I'm doing alright, mate. I'm doing pretty well. I'm pretty keen to see how these cars go around Interlagos. We know it's a bit of a tyre chewer for sure, so I think all the drivers here are going to have to be pretty careful with their steering inputs and throttle control. But if you do recall, last time we were in the combox together, Ryan, we completely forgot the fact that tyre refuel rate is 1 litre a second. So I think with the long pit transit at Interlagos is quite long, and considering it I'm assuming this will be a tyre race as well. That fuel is going to be such a key element, which completely went over our heads the previous race we commentated together. But yeah, as far as these cars go on this track, I think we're going to be in for some pretty wild things in terms of tyres and fuel as well. So we can't forget about the fuel this time. We can't forget about the fuel because that was such a key element in the success that PJ Mack, and I'm pretty sure it was one of the other total races as well. So we'll keep that in mind, and I'm sure this track's going to be quite a ripper. 15 turns here at Interlagos, famed track. Very dramatic things have eventuated here over the years in Formula 1 and other categories alike. So for supercars, spec cars, I mean, I think it's well suited. I don't know what you think, Ryan, but obviously these cars are very good in straight line, but you know, this track's going to provide plenty of overtaking opportunities, I would bet.
Yeah, definitely. Plenty of opportunities on the this mid-section where Monica's going through now. We actually just come through and set a PB and qualifying best with a 30.3, so wonder what she will have in store here. Obviously the last round that we commentated was Blue Moon Bay infield. Didn't have the best run, probably saved a little bit too much fuel, you know, sacrificed a bit of raw pace there. And yeah, so, you know, second penultimate round here.
Got to say, she's doing a fantastic job here at the moment, because Woodsy and Ando are both very seasoned runners, as we've seen across other series as well. So pretty good showing for her so far. So I think with Urchin getting clear air and start in possibly the two front rows, that'll bode her really well. As Ando, I think this track will suit him very well. He's very crafty when it comes to his race preparation, fuel, tyre strategy. We all know him as that man, and Woodsy only less 0.002 of a tenth of a second from him. So pretty tight in the field despite the very technical corners here, Ryan. So I don't know what these cars will be like. Very torque heavy cars, very heavy on the rears, very challenging to drive. You've got to be very kind to these cars. So I'm pretty happy these guys are taking on the challenge and not me. So I don't know what you think of this track for yourself, Ryan.
Well, it's not a controller friendly track at all. So, you know, best of times is a bit of a struggle, but, you know, add times 2 fuel and times 3 tyre, it's just a, you know, a complete shambles for me, to be honest. But they've got, you know, race 1, the sprint race, 14 laps around here. They don't have a compulsory compound, so they can use whatever tyres they want. They can run a sprint race, they can, you know, chuck a medium on, go hard, you know, it just really depends on how they're feeling. But race 2, we have 28 laps. That's a heck of a long race around here with a hard compound as compulsory. So, you know, no minimum laps there, but yeah, as you said, with the refuel rate times 1, that may come into play there. So the question is, who's been practicing there? But yeah, well, I don't know what to say. It's going to be interesting. You know, we saw some people really shake up the tables at Blue Moon Bay. Obviously, last week at 2 weeks ago at Trial Mountain, apparently the race win was separated by less than half a tenth. So yeah, it was pretty wild stuff. But unfortunately, they only had seven runners. Yeah, so yeah, I've heard about it all week from Ando as he goes PB there through sector 1, but unfortunately gets a 1.2 second penalty. So, you know, track limits will come into play here as well. You know, you try and cut turn 1, 2, 3, 4. You know, you run wide at the exit of 4. It can definitely play into the hands of the wrong person if you don't look after that one there. So yeah, it definitely is going to be a bit spicy, but you know, I'm excited to see what they got.
Got to keep in mind here as well, Ando on his 7th lap in qualifying specs. So keep in mind on the soft tyres, pushing quite hard. Look at that tyre deck right now, Ryan. So pushing quite hard, and that front right, surprisingly, is looking pretty unhealthy. So you know, the hard tyre here is compulsory. I mean, do you try to stretch out that harder compound? If you go for mediums, there's so much to play here, and let alone the time that Ando has picked up here. But looks like Ando and Woodsy currently 2nd and 3rd at the moment. So despite the previous race, 7 races, only separated by half a second. Bigger field tonight, Ryan. Still nothing in it. So I don't know what the parity situation is in Gran Turismo compared to real life, but I've seen a few Mustangs up there, which is nice. So yeah, it looks like this is going to come right down to the wire.
Yeah, definitely. Welcome to everyone in chat. We have Iron Mike. They can adjust their fuel mixture. They're not restricted to that, so they can play around with the mixture. But the question is, do you sacrifice lap time for fuel mixing, saving it? So, it can work out in the long run, but at the same time, time difference. The other thing is pit lane and how long it takes to go through as well. I don't know that. That is the good thing about us coming in blind with this. We don't know what the drivers have been testing, and kind of catches us off guard. But Dan Wood comes through the 130.121, pips Monica on his last lap there. The top four was separated by just under 2 tenths. So yeah, the top four was separated by less than just over 2 tenths until Woodsy just comes in and sets that lap bit there. But yeah, Mustang 1-2, Ando third in the leading Camaro, and then the next Camaro we have down here in Foster in Rolls Gonna Hardly. So it's going to be interesting, I think. But yeah, it's going to wait and see for this one here. But then yeah, add the reverse grid into the mix, and it's going to be an exciting one. But Woodsy fashionably late as always. Must have found something really mega on that lap, especially to go nearly 2 tenths purple there. But the question is, can he fend off Monica? What has she got in the tank for Woods there for that? So yeah,
it seems like there's a bit of a gap here in the Delta, Ryan. So Woodsy put the lap down on very fresh tyres, but you can see he only hit it, a few laps before putting that down. You can see his tyre deck now is pretty much non-existent. So if there's that much of a gain with fresh rubber, let alone the soft compound, there could be a massive spanner in the works here for strategy. So I'm just having a headache trying to think about the approach here, to be honest, for all these guys. I'm sure they've prepared as much as they can, but from what I do now know from personal experience, the pit lane transit is quite long here in Interlagos. It's a long time going up until your car gets serviced, let alone exiting, as we all know. The famed little left-right exit until you join back onto the track. So I think tyres and especially fuel are going to be a major factor here on.
Yeah, definitely. As we run through the qualifying results here, we got a Mustang 1-2, followed by Camaro in P3. We have Wilds with a 30.1, followed by Monaco with a 30.3, Ando 30.3, Peasy 30.5. We haven't seen much of Peasy, so does this track suit him? That's the question. I think we'll be waiting to see there. Sir Dids in Adard in P5, Foster in Roskin Hardy P6, Peter McKenzie P7, Mitch Collin in P8, Scotty P9. Morgan Davey P10, and then we have Patasso down here P11, but it looks like
late, Nick.
Something happened here with the best lap time and stuff like that, so I'm not too sure what's going on there. That's a little bit wonky. So yeah, I think the qualifying really walked up there. So yeah, Nick's down there in P10. Probably not where we want to see him, or where he kind of expects to be, but that's maybe we might see a little bit of a hard charger or bit of strategy come into play there. But yeah, I've got no idea how these cars are going to act, and tire deck and stuff like that. So I'm pretty sure it is a very high deck track. So yeah, that may come into play. So yeah, I'm excited. But yeah, this series has definitely tickled my fancy a little bit this year, I think, because the Gen 3s are definitely pretty spicy on how close the bop and stuff is. So MotorMotion's done a very good job in matching that. But yeah, it's definitely spicy. I wouldn't drive it. I do enjoy just sitting on the sitting in the combox and watching all these other drivers go at it.
Yeah, absolutely. Yeah, I think with that tyre drop off, I think once those tyres see the end of their livelihood, I think it would be be a bit of a nightmare to drive. So I think they're really gonna have to consider how they drive the car, because who knows? Because a little bit of Formula E here, Ryan. Just follow the leader, who bites first, because you can make these moves on track, but it might be a track position situation where you want to be in clear air and you want to have something up your pocket. Because if it was me, I'd rather maybe try to be a bit more aggressive and be the hunted rather than the hunter, because if you're trying to make time, if you're trying to push hard, then your tyres just might fall off a cliff on this one.
Yeah, definitely. And then at the same time, if you're being the hunted, you can kind of put your car and put the other car where you want it. So it can definitely be pretty strong here. But the other thing you got to watch out for, coming into turn 8, 9, 10, 11, all that kind of stuff, people can make a big lunge up the inside and pull it off too. So, but in saying that, crisscrosses can happen as well. So yeah, Interlagos is definitely got some stuff in the back books of this one. So yeah, unfortunately we are missing a couple of drivers, but yeah, hopefully we'll see some exciting driving. So, but yeah, okay, well, Nick DC'd. So yeah, Nick Patasso DC'd there with that one. So yeah, that's why it was cancelled, so we can get him back in here. But yeah, wow, the Camaros down the water in this one. So I wonder if this is a Mustang track. This is going to be a bit interesting.
Just
but the
the bend, is it there?
Yeah.
Ford fans rejoice for this one. Yeah, no, good to see them at the front there a little bit. So not biased or anything, I will say. But no, it'll be interesting because we did see the tyre deck of the Mustang compared to the Camaro there at Blue Moon Speedway there, Ryan. So I'm not too sure how to go over a long stint, but I think you're really going to have to nurse the car as much as you can. And if you think about Foster, qualified, I think it was might have fifth, I might have seen there. So he can just take it easy this time round and just kind of play his cards to his chest and keep it strong. But you've got players like Ando, Woodsy, who was a late addition to the series and looking to climb up. There's going to be some people racing for keeps out there. So especially Monica in P2. This might be a situation really good for her. I think she might have come second in that qualifying session. So who knows? I think Foster's going to just play straight forward. He's got a good buffer there, but I think Monica might be an underrated choice.
Yeah, definitely. You know, Foster's down there in P6, Monica's in P2, Nick down in P10. So, you know, the best person at the moment to take any chunk of points out of Foster there is Monica. So, Scotty Taylor is running P4, but, you know, he's down there in P9 battling with Nick. So, yeah, here we go, ladies and gents. We are here for race 1, the sprint race. But, yeah, this can go either way. Put your Monopoly money on the table. Who we got here for a race win? But in saying that, we are about to go lights out. Green flag running here at MotorMotion. 3 lights, 4 lights, 5 lights. Engines are not revving, and lights are out. Here we go, ladies and gentlemen, for this 14-lap race here at Interlagos. Dan gets a good start, but Monica up the inside there, backs out of it just ever so slightly there. Ando trying to go around the outside at 1, has the inside run here at 2, manages to squeeze the position there off Monica, but Pearsy. Who's back here? Peter McKenzie in a 221 Mustang there. Atta going too wide here, deep on the brakes there, but yeah, wow, what a start there. Ando making critical point there, but yeah, well, if that's what the start's like, what's the rest of the race got in?
Sorry there, Ryan, just having a few issues there with my mic at the moment. But yeah, Foster slid down the order here a little bit, just holding on for dear life here. At all, big paint slapper holds onto it. That's the main thing, even though he's in P11 right now, he at least kept on the track, so that was a really good car. Oh, and he's got it sideways again, probably a little bit fluffed it. Looks like those hard tyres, a little bit unforgiving, especially cold, considering the weather as well. So I think Foster's really going to have to think about the way he drives his car at the moment, right?
Yeah, well, I'm just jumped on Foster there. He's actually on the hard tyre, so the others are on the soft. So maybe he's just struggling to get that tyre temp up pretty early in that car there. But yeah, running through the field here, everyone else is on softs. He's the only person on the hard, so he may be going for a 1-stop or even a no-stopper. So yeah, well, what's Foster got in charge here? But Woodsy got a 2-second penalty here. Let's see if I can get a... ooh, we would have got it at... turn 1, turn 2, I'll push the wrong button. Oh yeah, there it is there, turn 2 on the inside. Takes a little bit too much curb there. Comes to 2-second penalty, so that's going to be massive there, especially obviously with Ando right on the back of him and then Monica 1.2 seconds behind. But yeah, I think Foster might be going for the Hail Mary here, to be honest. Down here in P11, only 10.6 off the lead, so you know, my question is the time loss going to be worth it for this one? I think this is like a 30 or 40 second pit stop, isn't it?
Yeah, I think it's about 40. I think even the refill rate is going to be so much longer. So yeah, I think you're looking at 30 to 40 seconds, possibly longer, depending on how much fuel you put in the car. So looks like there's yellows up here in front of Foster. Not too too sure if someone's had an off there, perhaps maybe a bit of a spin. But yeah, no, Foster's going to have to get used to these hard tyres. I think he's... Oh, Nick's had a big off there. Just the reeds lit up there a lot as well, and that's error as well. He's probably used to putting the foot flat to the floor there, and unfortunately they're not race cars, race spec cars. These are the V8 Supercars with new Gen 3 specs, and it looks like Foster's in the pits now looking to change some tyres or have a bit of a reset. But yeah, he's got to keep his cars to his chest closely, I'd assume, Ryan. He's got a pretty solid lead in the championship, so it's probably flustered at the moment. I think it's not all. I don't think it's a rainy day for him right now. So plenty a long way to go, when reverse grid might help him here.
Yeah, definitely that reverse grid's going to massively come into play here. But the question is, what's he going on to? He's gone on to the soft, so he's got 2 laps at bay compared to the other driver. So he's going to go for an 11 lap stint here. But that 2-second penalty that Woodsy copped, he's dropped all the way down to P5. So that's huge. That's a massive penalty there from that one, which gives Ender the position 1 at the moment there, with Monica coming through in P2. So Peasy not too far behind P3 and Atali P4. Peter McKenzie doing a really solid job here in P6. I think it was PJ Mack who did it at Bloom. It was him and Scotty Taylor, I'm pretty sure it was.
Yeah, that's right. Yeah, it was those two. But yeah, PJ has really come to his own in these cars at the moment, and you'll see throughout multiple series that as the races go on, drivers tend to improve and tend to get the most out of their car, which can be a little bit of a late bloom, but they certainly come into it. Looks like Woodsy's got another time penalty. Time penalties must be on quite heavy here at the moment. It's a little bit of door rubbing here. Peasy makes the move stick, but sheesh. I thought we were watching Gran Turismo, Ryan. I didn't think we had need speed on at the moment. These guys are driving the wheels off these things, and really good car control by a lot of these guys at the moment. So you think about less, and Chris Purple, despite fighting with Woodsy there at the moment. So this is like watching 86 series at the moment, Ryan. These guys caution these cars are really hard. So yeah, looks like the time penalty for short limits, I should say, must be quite strong. So 2.5 seconds there for Woodsy. So I don't think he can really afford that right now. So I think might need to take a bit of a moment, breather, a bit of a relax, try a reset and get control of the car, because I don't think he can afford 2 to 2.5 seconds a lap here, but still very much in the mix regardless. And despite Ando being really experienced, Monica's really mixing with him at the moment, hanging in there P2, so under pressure here from Peasy just a bit, but yeah, really solid here from her at the moment. Tyres looking pretty fresh, so I think she'll play for a pretty decent result here. So looks like Woods is going to serve that time penalty now. I think PJ will jump in here as well, and he might be under threat to Nolan here.
And Scotty.
Here we go.
Can Morgan Davey come into play here with Woodsy? Not quite there, but Monica coming through with a 30.7. Pease with a 30.6 and Ender with a 30.4. So they're all roughly on time with each other. A couple of tenths separating them, but Endo's got clean air, which is what's going to work for him there. Brake rotors glowing. I absolutely love the look of that one, especially in these dust conditions. So, but Endo has actually used some more tyre than what Monica has, so this is a bit surprising. Will the tyres last? Yeah, will the tyres last? That's the question. So, wonder.
Yeah, you think Ando's tyres might hold on a bit easier just because Monica's fighting Peasy quite hard at the moment. So, who knows? Maybe Ando's driving a bit harder at the moment to try and get a gap, because I'm not too sure if these people will even take a pit stop. Oh well, hard tyre is a compulsory tyre for this
race
one.
Race 2. So race
2.
Yeah, race 1 is just a sprint, no compulsory pit stop. So yeah, just a sprint
well,
there.
There we go.
Full send to the end, I say.
Yeah, well, I mean, Ando, bit of a slip there for Monica, drops to P3, but I think that'll be pretty okay for her at the moment. Still a fair way to go. Probably doesn't want to fight too early in these stages to try to secure a podium result. So that's okay. She'll probably be kicking herself at that, but still plenty of time to make up that position. And I'm just curious to see where Woodsy's dropped off 8th position. So 2 time penalties in a space of 3-4 laps, and he's dropped all the way to 8. So and Nick bit of a recovery drive at the moment. Holding there in P9 at the moment, followed by Davey and Foster. Trying a pretty alternate strategy here. I would assume maybe it's by accident he actually started on those hard tyres, unless who knows. We've seen last winter race before in the recent past the track stars and we were on, so I guess we'll wait for that one as Nick goes purple in his sector right now. Look at those tyres at the moment, Ryan. I know you've spoken about being a controller driver at Interlagos. Yeah, I'm pretty sure those tyres on Nick Patasso's car right now are getting flogged, but he's making up some good time at the moment. So yeah, he might be hoping for another Woodsy time penalty, but those guys are really seasoned drivers, so we'll see what they can do. But yeah, Endo at the moment, running P1, keeping that car straight. Pretty happy to see Peasy and Monica fighting out previously then, and looks like he's gapped her just again and goes purple again. So Peasy has pace. Those tyres are falling off just a little bit, 6 laps, and that's pretty reasonable tyre deck by him. So yeah, in race trim, he's doing a fantastic job at the moment and cutting into the deficit to Endo at the moment too.
Yeah, well, it's been hovering around 2.7 seconds or so to Endo there. Peasy comes through the purple lap of a 30.3, but one thing I do want to point out is we've got Foster currently leading the championship, 200 points in front of Monica, but look at where he is, he's down in P11, so yeah, and then you've got Monica up in P3, so first and second in the championship are currently running 11th and 9th on the road, and third is running third, so yeah, Monica's going to take a decent amount of chunk of points here for this one, but one thing I am noticing is that a lot of the drivers are running traction control, so I'm not sure if it's a glitch in the game or they're just using that to manage the tyre there. I'd say it would be for management of tyre, so you know, you plan the accelerator on exit, traction control bites in and doesn't use so much, but yeah, wow. Woodsy on the back here of Scotty and Mitch Collins, so I think Woodsy's going to play his cards right here, just position the car in the right spot and scoop those positions up when he can. As he goes up the inside here of Scotty, good work there, good move by Woods.
Really nice and good presence of mind there by Scotty as well to make sure he didn't turn down on Woodsy there, but that was really clean racing from both of them at the moment. But yeah, for the traction control point there you made, Ryan, I think obviously these cars are pretty torque heavy, but it's just not much downforce is there. It's going to be much easier to lose the rear on these cars and control it through some of those really long, fast, hard corners. So maybe without the traction control, maybe the car just spins off by itself, but yeah, whatever it takes to get the car to the finish and try and get a decent result here. So looks like Ando's solidifying a pretty good lead at the moment. He does have the fastest lap of the race, but look at the guys here in the E-Pack at the moment. Scotty not giving up to Woodsy at the moment, so a bit of a trio of a battle pack just there. So these guys are doing really well. We spoke about the difficulty in these cars and this track, but pretty clean so far. So if some of these guys have to put traction control, they have to, you know, like you said to yourself, right, I don't know if you'd enjoy driving these cars personally in the spec they are, but props to all of them. Like I would think about the other trucks that have been going on in Interlagos would probably be right up there as one of the hardest to drive. I think it is in a lot of the cars the way in race cars. So Woodsy very shows the nose here. Not too sure that was tap there or not, but he's certainly making his presence felt. He might go for a same move down here at the moment. Pretty good corner exit, but just loses the rear there a little bit. Yeah, so I think that's going to be a common mistake there, right? I think you're going to be eager to make a pass and make time and put that foot flat to the floor just a little bit too much and you lose the rear. And that corner just there as well, very difficult. I think that's where we saw Nick lose it there early in the race. So I don't think you can actually go through there flat. So I think you've really got to take it easy through there because the aerodynamics of the car are much less than what we see with the supercars in the past there. So yeah, I think you're going to need a lot of lock and cue for this one at the moment. So they're doing a really good job.
Yeah, I was just about to say Woodsy's about to machine his way through for a pass here. Collins not giving up. Woodsy's real loose there through one. Solid job there. Tokyo Drift, need for speed spec. Collins going to come back for a pass here.
Oh, that is unbelievable. Pokes up the inside here. Can they get the car stopped? Did it? Yeah, that was pretty clean there. Wow, that was out of control. Sheesh, Woodsy, massive movement. Got the car stopped there. Lights up the rears. Could have almost put that in slow-mo there for a bit of a replay to watch the car control. That was insane by Colin. And Woodsy again, geez, Woodsy's really playing aggressive, but Colin knows he's pushing hard, so, geez. These guys are putting on a clink at the moment. I don't even know where Andrew is at the moment. He's probably off in the distance, but the mid-pack is not feeling too impressed at the moment. What's he driving, an 86 Toyota, Brian, or a Mustang?
I don't know if he's driving.
Borderline spectator at the moment, Ryan. These guys are going wild here. This is MVP of these two guys at the moment. Those tyres are not going to be happy with these drives at the moment. They're getting shredded, but wow, the car control is insane here. Keep in mind, ladies and gentlemen, these cars do not have the aerodynamic performance as typical Group 4, Group 3, Group 2 cars. So,
what a lunge!
I think I might probably won't drop the F-bomb, but I don't think Woodsy is to F any spiders. I might say he's not wanting to waste any time.
Free wide!
Oh my goodness, you thinking
wow.
these guys are driving to get out of the Mustangs and the Camaros, ladies and gentlemen, jumping those 86s. These guys are racing the absolute sheep stations. Woodsy holding in front at the moment, maybe not for long. Not too sure if he set the tone and Colin might try a dive bomb of himself, but Woodsy needs to be careful. He's got track limits already in quali and race, so you don't want to get track limits again, but wow. Sheesh.
Wow, that's got me sweating. Wow, what kind of race was
pretty sure
that?
Woodsy's got his rear wing upside down with how he's driving at the moment. Oh my goodness. But anyway, I think there might be someone leading in the race at the moment there. With a 2.7 lead over PC at the moment. Not too sure if Monica is in touch. Just falling off there a little bit, but nice gap in between them at the moment. So, yeah, really good by Monica at the moment. But as you did point out before, even though Foster will lose a lot of points to Monica, I think he's running P11, so I'm pretty sure he could be reasonably mindful that he'll be on a hypothetical pole position for race 2, so who knows, maybe a bit of strategy. And Davey, oof, you know when you said, Ryan, that you might not enjoy driving these cars, and you go, look at everyone, big fishtails, everyone's leaving their signature at the moment with their rear tyres on nearly every corner on this track, so wow.
Yeah.
Big props to these. I've just gained a whole new level of respect for all these drivers in this field at the moment, because sheesh, you got to keep your head and get flustered, because it'd be just such a natural instinct to drive like a race car, but they're nothing like what we're used to. So
yeah, of course. You know, we're running the GR2 over at Trackstars. You know, they got a whole buttload of aero. You know, we can just send it through the corner, run too wide, but yeah, these things, not much aero. I don't know what the aero limit and stuff and levels and stuff what you can do for these things and how much they have, but I do know they don't have much. But yeah, mate, how they were hanging those cars out there, you know, I was watching Formula Drift there with Woods, but yeah, back to the that point situation. I think Monica's just managing a bit of a gap here. She'll probably go full send with when Attard gets on the back there, but the other thing is they got the wind and then the dirty air to come into play, but Monica looks to have that thing tuned up, feather straight. She's taking time there out of Attard, but he's pulled back a little bit. So corner exit, Monica seems a lot stronger than he does. But yeah, I think, as I said earlier with the point situation, I don't know what the points are like for it. I haven't been kind of really up to speed with how MotorMotion points are, but I think, you know, she sees where she is at the moment. She can't see the other two on the leaderboard, so she's like, well, this is good for me. So she's just managing it there at the moment, and then, you know, let me see the lap times here that Foster's doing. So he actually has the fastest lap with 30.2. So yeah, well, it's I think on average.
Foster jumped to his point there as well. Looks like Davey must have had a moment in a lap or two there we just missed before, right? But so yeah, Foster up
damage
into P10 at the moment, and he's got damage. Yeah, well there we go. Yeah, this might be a good opportunity maybe to see how long the pit transit here is, Ryan. So it's a very, very long wait until you even get it. You can borderline make yourself a coffee while you wait. So yeah, fair bit of time already just entering before the car even gets serviced, let alone any fuel for this second race. So I think he's going to play such a factor coming to this last one. I think if Foster can, well, not that he's trying to finish on towards the back end, but if he does finish where he is, then I think he'll be in a good position to try get a decent result. But yeah, wow, maybe he's parked it up. I'm not seeing any work being done on the car at the moment there, right? I don't know if you can see anything.
Yeah, no, there's nothing happening there. No one's filling up. They're not doing any work. So yeah, I think his team might have called it quits there. Thought, nah, mate, the car's done. You know, might have pulled a pin in the steering rack, and you know he's lost all steering. So yeah, unfortunate there for the Penrite livery there for Morgan Davey in Black Rose Racing. So unfortunate, but that's racing, I guess. But here, Ando coming through turn 4, turn 5 there. 2.6 seconds to Peasy. So Ando hasn't really pulled away. I think he's just kind of been managing the gap there. But you know, for someone who is the tyre whisperer, he's actually got someone who has used less tyre in Peasy behind him. So you know, the question is, can Nick Pease close that gap to Ando and then make a move there? You know, he's got a little bit more tyre advantage there, but yeah, with you know a lap and a quarter to go, I think Ando may have this one in the bag. But anything's possible. It is Interlagos with a win, so you know he has taken 3 tenths, 4 tenths, 5 tenths out of Ando there in that midsection. So anything's possible. But in the same act here, we have Attard all over the back of Monica. And then we jump back here to Peter McKenzie and Dan Ward. Mitch Collin made a mistake there. Has he? No, he hasn't. He's still sitting in P7 with Scott Taylor behind him. Nick Patasso down there in P9. Not really where we'd see Nick, but I think he's a little bit off the pace there, doing 31s, 32s. Look at that that right front tyre there, Nick. That's absolutely shot.
I don't think that's a pace issue there, Ron. I think that's a car integrity, car health and well-being issue there, Ron. So, yeah, don't blame the kid for maybe being a little bit off the pace if that right front tyre is getting ready to jump off the rim and take a holiday. Needs a bit of a breather after that one. So I think interesting with Ando and Peasy at the moment, I would generally feel if there was another 3 or 4 laps, Peasy might actually pip him, because it's interesting with the tyres, right? Because we make such a big point about it, but it's cat and mouse, isn't it? Like Ando definitely has more tyre wear, but the thing is though, there's another element to when the tyres are worn, is the ability to be able to still drive the car when the tyres are worn, because there's definitely people that, you know, when the tyre falls off 50 plus or more deck, that they do struggle to steer the car. So not only is it a skill to preserve the tyre, but it's also a skill when you lose so much grip and the tyre wear goes off, they can still drive the car. And I think that's another you know, sentiment you can give to Ando as well. Despite the tyres being chewed off more, he'll still be able to drive that car pretty reasonably well with the pace he has. So yeah, I think Ando's about to finish this one off with the win. Great driving by him, got out in clear early in the race, just ran his own race, didn't really have any challenges there in that one. But yeah, fantastic driver for him, but he will start the back for the next one, but he will take max points here for race 1. Pearsey, 7th position, that was a fantastic drive for him. Monica holds on to 3rd position here, and that is a good bag of points for her as she comes across the finish line. That was really good driving by her. As we have PJ Woodsy, a few more fishtails, not that he already did enough anyway, Ryan, but we'll give him a few more as Ryan with that front right tyre probably jumping and
yeah, look at it.
See what the tyre leg is now there. Maybe that's a tyre exploding there, but no, that was really good by Nick to hold on to that line as Foster will come across the line in 10th position, but will secure a front row start for race 2 for his reverse grid. So we know he's got the raw pace, but we know the strategy for this one will be quite different. And Davey ends up coming to finish the race, maybe trying to get a few points there in that one and not have a DNF. So yeah, we wrap it up there for race 1. Fantastic. Sheesh. We forgot there was someone maybe potentially going to win the race, and there might be a podium at the end of the race, Ryan, because PJ, Woodsy, Cole, Scotty there putting on an absolute clean. You couldn't go away from it, could you?
No, definitely. That was an absolutely fantastic job there by all the drivers, all jumping into the 130s there, except for Morgan Davies. So they're all really kind of close together there. So the drivers have really got the cars working to their strengths there. But Woodsy unfortunately dropped down the order due to those three penalties. There, yeah, that's pretty harsh. But they're on for a reason, just so you don't try and gain as many track limits as you can. But that's just the way it is. But look at that, the leading Camaro there in first, next one down in P7 with a Mustang sandwich. So yeah, fantastic job there by Ando. As you said, he did get out into clean air early on and just managed the gap there. 2.7 seconds back to Pearsey, and then a further 8 seconds back to Monica between Pearsey and herself. But yeah, well, what a race one here, ladies and gentlemen. There, as Kris said, we will be going to a reverse grid, so we will have Ando and Nick Pears on the back row of the grid here at Interlagos. The question is, how far up can Monica get in relation to a championship battle position? We have obviously Foster on the front row, Patasso on the next. The question is, how are they going to work? But the other thing I did notice is they only used 3/4 of a tank of fuel in that race, and it was a 14 lap race. So yeah, wow. 28 laps next, and they're only using 3/4 halfway through. I think we might see a bit of an undercut here. So will we see someone use, say a quarter of a tank and then fuel to the end, or will we see someone run dry? That's the question. But yeah, that's going to be the thing to watch out for here. But while we're here, ladies and gentlemen, in between the two races, we will take a short break here. So sit back, relax, and grab a drink, grab a bite to eat if you haven't had dinner already, and we'll be back shortly for race 2 here at MotorMotion in the Shawfire Supercars Series. Obviously sponsored by Shawfire. We do appreciate the work that they all go out there for that one. Um, they obviously provide unique solutions to your signage and display needs. Business cards to stickers to factory signage and vehicle wraps. They can make you stand out. Obviously, go visit their website at shawfire.com.au. And everyone over at MotorMotion do appreciate everything they do here at around the series. But yeah, as I said, ladies and gentlemen, so we'll be back very shortly. Sit back, relax, and have fun watching race 2. Alright, we are back, ladies and gentlemen, here for race 2. We'll be starting very shortly here at Interlagos. The cloudiness and the mustiness has gone. We have a very sunny Interlagos here. Blue skies. High track temp. You know, you're probably looking around the 30, 40 odd degrees. So that may come into play here, but we've got drivers starting on the softs. I think we have some starting on the hards. So we got Peasy on the soft, so you're coming from the back there. That's the question. Are they going to run, you know, what are they looking at? Probably 4 or 5 laps on a hard and then slap a soft on and do a double stint or something like that. But, you know, a lot of things can come into play here at this track. But, you know, what's your prediction at the moment here? You know, who have you got on the cards there for a potential win, or, you know, come from the back or the middle, or, you know, what kind of strategy, or, you know, we can't really pick strategy, but yeah, who's on your radar here that may be on chance for a win?
Well, Peasy starting on the softs is a really interesting point, because he's obviously going to have pretty crazy pace compared to everyone else for the start of this one. Just depends how he can clean up and get into to make some clean moves and passes and not get caught up in any incidents. But if he's able to make that soft last and push and get the most out of it, potentially can do a one-stopper. So I think that's a really interesting way to go about the race. So if Peasy can make good position on that soft tyre, I think he's a real chance to to get a really good result here, at least a podium, I would think. But Foster starting on the front row, I mean, that's a pretty safe bet to put it on him to get a win or a podium here, and bag some even more points, or at least get some back on Monaco and even Nick, who's part of this situation as well for the championship. So I would like to think that Foster will get a pretty good result. But if Peasy on that soft tyre can do the opposite to everyone, which he's doing, soft tyre, make a really good bag of positions, I would like to think he gets it maybe 5th or around that from his starting position at the moment, and do a one-stopper. So I think the one-stopper is definitely the strategy to go, considering the transit in pit lane is quite long. But I mean, unless if you're going crazy on the softs, you might. But I think my bet for this one is Foster at the moment, but got a dark horse pick in Peasy for this one.
Yeah, that's an interesting one. You know, saying that with him obviously starting on the softs. My question is, you know, 28 laps, starting on the hards. You know, you're going to run the hards till, say, lap, I don't know, 18, 19. But, you know, can you sacrifice that much time loss per lap? You know, I haven't seen it exactly, but I think it's, you know, potentially anywhere upwards of 3-4 seconds a lap. So, you know, that can be huge in the long run. You know, do you run hard? See, honestly, I think if it was me, you know, you could yank the 2-stop. So, you know, run the hards for a lap, come in, put some softs on, run to, you know, what, lap 16, you know, 15, 16, 17, somewhere there. Do a fresh tire change, some fuel, and we go from there. But you know, that can be what I can do. You know, no minimum laps, so that's probably the question. But, you know, I don't know, man. It's hard to tell, but I think that might be a little bit of a play there. My question is, will we see someone do that? You know, start on the hard, come into the pits at the end of the first lap, chuck on the softs, and then run another stop there. So you're running essentially a 2-stopper race. So.
Well, if everyone's doing that, everyone's got a pit in front of Peasy, and he'll be in clear air. So we'll see what happens.
And here you have it, ladies and gentlemen, 28 laps here at Interlagos in Brazil for the Shawfire Supercars Series here. Round 7, race 2, reverse grid. We have Foster on the front row, all the lights are on. Off the start here, we have Foster, Nick on the inside. Who's made that blinder of a start there? Peter McKenzie up, making positions on the inside.
Foster had a great start as well there. He got off the line really well. Looks like Nick struggled here at the start. On the outside there, but the inside for turn 2. Looks like he's lost to the Scotty at the moment, but I think he might just be a little bit more patient here and just wait to strike again. Under. That was, I don't want to assume, but it may have been contact, because it looked like, it looks like a little bit of error there, a little bit of miscalculation there. It looks like, Nick's been tagged, but really good car control from both of them to be able to what could have been an even bigger incident as what it is. So yeah, that's a bit of error for you, and yeah, there will error not kicking in as those guys were flat stick there and still couldn't make it around the corner. But Nick still holding on to 4th at the moment despite the contact. So great job by him to recover that car into the position he is at the moment. So I would like to know where Pearsey is. I'm not too sure. Already in 5th. There we go. Halfway through lap 1 on the soft tyre, and he's already made up half the grid on lap 1. So as we're saying there, Ryan, if some people need to do the 2-stopper, get off at the end of lap 1, Pearsey's going to be in clear air. So we'll see who might jump into pits at the end of this one, but we'll have to see what some people do here. So we know pit transit is very long, even if you're just doing tyres and going out, it's quite a long journey. So
there it is. There's Scotty. There's Peter.
Off goes Peasy.
There it is. Exactly what I said. Exactly what I said there. Run that hard.
If you look here, Ryan, if you look here at the pit, if you can see how long everyone is in pit lane until their car gets serviced, I think that's going to be such an issue here. It's something to really consider for a 2-stopper, because it's quite a journey in there until you get those tyres. Also, if you keep an eye on Scotty, PJ and Woodsy there, wait till they get the softs on, pop out. It's quite a long time. So there you go, Scotty's got the softs on, and we'll see they're coming out now. So we'll have a look at
We'll have a look at the relative when it comes in there. But Peasy already up into P2 here on the soft tyre. Peasy can go for an alternate, run the same thing as what they did. So the time lost that they've done there. Look at the time he's gaining to Foster. So 2 tenths, 3 tenths, nearly 4 tenths in a period of 2 corners. So Peasy really making the most of those soft tyres. I think he's going to run these softs out, do 1 lap on the hard, get back onto the soft. So he's doing an alternate there. But can that strategy call come into play there? But run these softs out, run the fuel out, put the hards on, come back in, fuel up for a fresh set on the softs there. He's already in 8 tenths here of Foster.
Foster's going to really need some presence of mind here. It's pretty. I've made the same mistake last week and a couple of weeks ago actually in a different league, where you need to be mindful that other people are on different compound, especially if they're much quicker than you.
26 seconds in the relative. Well. 26 seconds on the relative there to Foster, but that was on the previous lap. So 26.5 seconds there. Foster is on the hards. How long can he sacrifice being on the hards for? That's the question. The other thing he can do here, he has track position, so he can run the hards, he can play it out. They've got 26 seconds to make up, 27 seconds. So, in the time that they're going to use those softs, he'll still be managing that. And, obviously being on a hard tyre, he's not going to be using as much fuel. So they're going to be sloshing the absolute living hell out of their fuel, tyres, everything like that. So, that's the question. Can we see Foster pull a fast one here on everyone else, running those hards there? Maybe, track position there. He could have changed up his strategy based on where you start. But Peasy with a half-second penalty there, probably getting a corner cut somewhere. That's the other thing. Can Peasy run the alternate? So run the softs for the first half, get track position, use the track position and time difference to stay out in front, then run the hards to the end. That's the other question. But Foster jumps back in front here, obviously with Peasy doing that. So yeah, there's a lot of things to come into play here. Even Attard hasn't pit yet, either is Monica. 23 seconds between Taylor and Foster. So there's a couple of drivers really pulling a fast one on us. I think that's probably the only thing I don't like being about in a commentator, is you don't know what people are doing. But it's always good to have a bit of a guessing game, rolling the dice and trying to guess what they're actually doing in relation to that kind of stuff. But Dan Wood just behind Scott Taylor here, but obviously Scotty had a good performance out at Blue Moon Bay.
So it looks like Scotty's the first one in the line here that has jumped on the soft tyre after running in the hards for 1 lap, and I think the delta from him to Peasy was 22 seconds, I think it was. So he's already made a little bit of time, like actually a few seconds on Peasy there actually. So Yeah, I think there's going to be a bit to play with this one. I'm not too sure where the field will be, if it'll last this whole race or not, but field would be a factor as well if it is. But however, yeah, it looks like Scotty is already chewing into Pizzi's lead here on those fresh softs just after one lap. So yeah, it looks like, well, Pizzi got that half-second penalty, didn't he? So
he got the penalty, but not only that, he was fighting with Foster too, so he did burn a little bit of time there. So, you know, Pizzi's got the pace. Can he use the pace to his advantage? You know, he is taking a little bit of time out of Scotty, but Scotty is using that to his advantage. He does have, you know, one lap fresher tyre. You know, but can he do that in the same time? You know, it's definitely can play here, but Pizzi doesn't want any penalties. That's the main critical thing that he's going to do, because he can't see the split there back to Scotty. So Scotty can, and he'll manage that, I think, coming towards the mid part of this race here. 31.0, Dan Wood's 30.7, Ando's 30.7. What have we got Peter McKenzie doing? We got him at 31.1. Nick probably burned a penalty somewhere, doing a 30.9. Colin 30.8. Pizzi, what's he done? Best lap 31.0. So yeah, Pizzi really needs to get to work here if he's going to have any chance of keeping these guys behind him at the midsection pit stop here, if he does put the hards on.
Yeah, absolutely. I think that's really good pace there by that first group of drivers there in Scotty, Wood and Ando on that soft tyre. In that last race, it was a 14 lapper, and we saw towards the end Ando, Pizzi and Monaco were running into 31s there, so the softs can hold on reasonably well if you can drive it once they chew away. From terms of pace, but yeah, I'm not entirely sure what the drop-off is between the soft and the hard tyre in terms of raw pace. So if it was me, a one-stopper makes a lot of sense considering the pit transit, but yeah, like you were saying before, Ryan Pizzi will need to get a bit of a hurry on if he's going to pull off this strategy, because yeah, he's already losing a little bit of time, but it looks like it's just gone out to 22 seconds now between him and Scotty. So Scotty putting in some solid laps here at the moment and just getting into a bit of the rhythm. So yeah, these drivers will know they'll be a bit more patient and there's more to play out. So I think it'll be a little bit, I don't think Woodsy will be doing any more fish tails and a bit more standing into some of these corners at the moment. He might play it a little bit more safer. So Woodsy P6 at the moment, and yeah, holding onto that car quite nicely. So Ando looks like to be a bit of a factor as well. He's not too far behind Woodsy, so the man himself, the tyre whisperer, the fuel whisperer, just the whisperer of cars in general. We'll see if he can pull out a good result in this one. But yeah, Foster currently P2. I'll be interested to see what his lap times are at the moment in comparison to maybe some of the other hard tyre runners. Got a 32.7 there, just on the most recent lap there for Foster. You can see the tyre wear at the moment, not really much at all there. So I think they're racing hard. They're the worst tyre to race on in terms of grip and pace, but if you are patient with them and you just go about your business in terms of, you know, saving onto the tyre, getting the most out of it, you can do pretty reasonably well. So especially if he or anyone else may be on a controller, but he's going to be doing well at the moment. He's just keeping the car straight. He had a big off in that first one on the hard tyre as well. I think that might have been the technical error on his end to start on the hard tyre, but yeah, doing pretty well at the moment. Pizzi's just driven away, so yeah, that's a good thing to point out there, Ryan. So we're 6 laps in. Pizzi did start at the back of the grid, but had the soft tyre on and just nearly 6-second lead over Foster. So I can't do quick math in my head at the moment, but I guess that's the fun thing, as you were saying before, being in the comp box, is you can sit here, we can draw on hypotheticals of what everyone's doing, but at the end of the day, when it comes to 10 laps left, we'll definitely know who's in the game for this one. So yeah, I mean, you've got to get the calculator out for this one. I don't think I'm bothered at the moment, but yeah, wow, I think a lot of these, some looks like Woodsey's jumped Scotty. He has, yes, so early, so maybe a time penalty, not too sure on that one, but Woodsey does put out the fastest lap of the race. And another bit of a lock up there, big understeer moment.
On the
He
grass.
stopped the car and he just did not want to turn, did not want to go anywhere at all, but he's held on to it. So he's definitely proven to us, Ryan, that Woodsy can drive that car on the string. So I think that'll be not his last near miss moment for him. So Monaco in P4 at the moment. I know she's running those hards out a bit longer, but she's had a pretty good feature here towards the top of the field here, Monica, for these races. So she's doing a fantastic job on those hard tyres. But yeah, look, so Woodsy and Scotty were the first to pit on that first lap. So on lap 7 at the moment, and already Woodsy and Scotty
they haven't
actually away from Monica.
They've lost a little bit of time there to Peasy. So it was down to 21.5, and it's actually hovering around the 21.8, 22 second mark. So they really haven't pulled time out of Peasy. The only time they did get it is when he was battling with Foster, but now he's there. Oh, he's got a penalty. He's got a 2-second penalty, so that's massive.
That is massive, yeah. Wow.
He's got that.
These 2-second penalties, I think they must be picking it up with those first corners there. 2 seconds, that's massive for Peasy. Especially on this strategy, he would not want that at all. So I think he have to be a little bit reinvigorated here just to push hard, but also just be so mindful. Woodsy's just on a mission, just purple sector after purple sector, isn't he? Approaching nearly towards double-digit laps here, and he's pushing that car really hard. So yeah, as I was saying before, Ryan, really good to note out that Monaco was the last of the queue to continue pushing those hard tyres. Nearly on starting lap 8 at the moment, and 4/10, and actually very close to making a move on Monaco at the moment. So I'm not too sure what the delta was between Woodsy and Monaco, but he's going to get by her pretty quickly at the moment. So who knows, maybe the delta between the hard tyre and the soft tyre might warrant a 2-stopper despite the pit lane transit being so long. So he might do a little move on the inside here. I think the grip and the aero will be so much different. Goes to the inside quite comfortably, just with a bit of a grip advantage, and that was a very clean move by Woodsy. Didn't light up the rear, something different. He's done good job there, and it looks like Scotty, and look at that. So Monica under attack here at the moment, unfortunately, running those hards a little bit longer, but still a lot to play out here with tyre wear, fuel wear, and all things supercars at the moment. So yeah, Woodsy up into P4 at the moment. Doing reasonably well on tyre at the moment. He's got really good raw pace at the moment, and Toss is doing, he's on the hard tyre.
Really well,
he's gone pretty pacey on the hard tyre. Obviously not going to be doing anything what a soft is capable of, but wow, doing really good. So a few laps ago he was just under 6 seconds off Peasy, and only in a few laps he's only lost maybe half a second or so. So he's doing a really good job. So it's one of those things where when the mandatory compound is the hard tyre or something like that, sometimes when you have really good pace on the harder compound tyre, then that's where you can win the race despite any fuel saving or tyre saving effort. So he's doing a really good job there at the moment. So conditions are pretty stable at the moment too. So yeah, I think Foster's really going to play himself here to a good result. If he keeps that pace up on those hards, possible one-stopper, right?
I think it could be a potential one-stopper, because there's still 11 seconds between Woodsy and Foster, and we're 9 laps into a 28-lap race. Woodsy's really charging through the field here, using tyres, using fuel. He's used the softs to catch the back of Foster, who's still on the hards. So yeah, he can definitely use that gap and pace advantage there. Woodsy will probably gain on. He'll get to the back of Foster when Foster's probably planning to pit. So, that's the thing there. We saw Foster and Wood challenging it out, but Scotty making a move here, battling with Ando and Attard. Attard still is on the hards too, so you got to remember this too. So he's in contention at the moment, lap 10 of 28. He at Interlagos, as Scotty goes down the inside there, obviously as you said earlier, with grip advantage because he's on the softs. But yeah, that tyre is starting to wear on those guys, because they're pushing so hard to try and catch. Where Foster has the gap there, he has track position, which is critical. So, the other thing is Peasy, I don't know, man. I don't know what he's going to do here. I really don't know what he's going to do.
It was me. If I knew that gap to Scotty, or Woodsy now, because he's jumped Scotty as a first in line to pit, maybe just jump into pits now and just cut your losses while you still can, and maybe use the advantage to try and get a little bit of time back. So yeah, so it looks like he's put a little bit more time here on Foster, but if you do the lap time comparison there from Foster compared to even Monaco and some of the other hard tyre runners, he's blistering pace on those hard tyres. 32.7 is his quickest. I've seen the others on the hard time doing 33. So yeah, Foster, wow, I think this is going to be a track position one stopper here for Foster. So he's doing a really good job keeping that car on the string. So if we even Monica, unfortunately slipping down to P8. So and as we say, she comes in the pit right now. So lap 10, maybe a one stopper. I'm not entirely sure. So we're gonna have to be interesting to see what the pit transit is for her.
I think she may be able to stretch that, because you know we've seen her previously how good she is at saving the tyres. So these guys have got worn soft. She's going to come out with fresh with 17, 18 laps to go. She can manage that tyre to the end. So this may come into play here. You know, she was X amount of time behind these guys where they still have to have another pit. So that's the other thing. She's used a mandatory. Everyone's used a mandatory. The only person who hasn't is Pearsy here in front, 9.4 in front of Foster. Roughly, what have we got? 16.5 in front of Pearsy. So it's gonna be exciting. But the question is, Pearsy's is starting to drop off. But look at the tyre deck here between Pearsy and Woods. So Pearsy's fronts are the same exactly as Woods, and Woods has used slightly less rears. So Woods has got one less lap, but the tyres are still the same. So
yeah, it's definitely an indicator with the tyre wear, how they're driving the car. Usually you find if the front tyres are more worn out, they usually corner entry really hard. If the rears are more burnt out, they're probably really aggressive on the corner exits. So we've seen naturally that the front will wear more so than the rears. So I think if you can look after that front tyre, yeah, you might lose some pace, but Pearsy might be doing a one-stopper ride, I'm not too sure. So yeah, he has lost time, has lost pace, but I think, if he drives as he is now, he's going to maintain the pace he's doing now for a lot longer, compared to Woodsy, blistering in pace at the moment, but I'm not too sure where those tyres will be in another 5+ laps. So I definitely was about to say that I think this is going to come down to Foster and Woodsy. Woodsy is pushing really hard and he's doing actually a really, really good job, but he's already done his hard tyre, so I don't know. I think Pearsy might not be particularly out of this one yet. He has track position at the end of the day, but we've seen those soft tyres have no issue getting past the hard tyre runners there. So I think that top 3 may stay as a podium at the moment. So Foster, again, fantastic on those hard tyres. Woodsy just drive like a man possessed at the moment. So I think there's so much. And Ando, a little bit quiet in this one at the moment. Not too sure if he's playing a little bit more conservative or if he's just maybe didn't have any traffic in that first race, did he? So maybe he's having a bit of exposure therapy to racing in between people at the moment. So he's solidified himself at P5 at the moment. P 6, Colin 7, and Nick 8. Nick's been a little bit quiet in this one. Controller driver, maybe another alternate wild foreign strategy for him, but I think he'll be pretty keen. Just have some fun and get the line crossed for the end of the race and score some points. And yeah, I think it looks like Monica, so looks like she's transited pit lane here and has been lapped, unfortunately. So yeah, that's the consequence of running that hard tyre longer. She might have the opportunity to make some more positions later on in the race on the softs, so who knows. But wow, I mean, Woodsy, we know we've been driving that car pretty hard, but he's driving very, very hard right now. He's a man possessed, so I think he's going to want to claw back a result after those time penalties and everything that happened in that first race. So yeah, he's doing a good job.
Yeah, definitely. 3.3 seconds still to Foster with Woods, but I think Foster's going to try and defend for his life if Woods does catch him. But yeah, sure. I reckon we may see Pearsy run till 16, 17-ish roughly. And then we'll see him jump on the hards, but I don't know if he'll be able to do the one lap on the hard and back on the soft, because then he'll lose too much time, especially when these guys are due to pit probably in the next 3 to 4, maybe 5 laps. So is their feeling going to be interesting here? Has Pearsy gone the right strategy? That's the question, but I don't think so. But yeah, I'm not too sure. I'm not a strategist, but if I am, call me the Ferrari strategist.
Well, if we've got to not forget here, Ryan, the fuel tanks of some of these runners here, we do know that the fuel is going to take a lifetime and a bit to put in the cars, so might be on for another situation here where we see people pop out of nowhere. We will be gobsmacked. I wasn't sure, I didn't know what a new fuel burn was ×3, so I wasn't entirely sure if fuel was going to be a thing, as PJ does his best rally car impersonation there, getting that car full Woodsy style there, but
just looking at, that's a good point there. Looking at Woodsy here, obviously he's caught the back of Foster, but he's got probably, you know, I'd say 22, 21 litres of fuel. Foster's got about 26, Scotty's got about 26, 27, and Ando's got a bit more. So, you know, the time gap that Woodsy has in front of Scotty being 3.2, he's going to lose that in the pit lane with the extra fuel that he's got to top up. So, yeah, wow, we may even see Scotty do a bit of a cut here on Woods. You know, you might be seeing him out there. You know, he doesn't know what Woodsy's fuel level's like, but he can see he's pushing like to maximum. So I think he's going to be like, you know, he's pushing max using fuel. So, you know, this could really go any way. As you see Foster jump into the pits here, Woodsy follows him in. This is a critical move here.
Look at the fuel that Ando saved there. I was wondering why Ando hadn't jumped Scotty, and he's been sitting behind him this whole first stint on these soft tyres, and well, I mean, Woodsy is the car's still empty there, but Ando and Colin, 34 litres remaining on that car. So
can we see
fuel here?
Will Ando come out in front? I think he may come out in front of all three of these guys.
I think he'll jump Woodsy. I'm not too sure about a few of the others. Depends. I think there's some of them have to change tyres as well.
Look at the fuel difference here. So Ando's already in the 40s, where these guys are still in the 30s. So I think he may jump. He'll definitely jump Woods. He'll definitely jump Woods.
Foster's a close one there as well. I think Foster's going to be, and he's going to have fresh rubber. I don't know if some of these drivers have changed tyres there or not. So Nick stayed out, PJ stayed out, and Pearsey has stayed out. I'm thinking a one stopper here for Pearsey. So I'm not too sure he's going to jump on those hards, but yeah, wow. As the fuel slowly but surely comes on, as the jeez, it's a long time. If you were competitive,
here it is. Ando's first out. Ando is first out.
McCain, he's done it again. Here's Ando yet again, saving fuel. Looks like, and Foster's still in there. Oh no, there we go. Right on, maybe just a bit of a back spark there, but yeah, Ando is disappeared into the horizon in front of
Foster's lost out massively.
Right. Wow, yeah. Oh, there's fuel, I think, that goes into these cars, right? I'm pretty sure. Just I need to think about that one.
Biggest 6. What have we got?
He is finessed them all.
6.5.
And
14. We're looking at 6.5. 11. 12. Ando has made up over 14 seconds onwards. Just in that,
and he was right on Scotty's clunker as well, so
yeah,
right under his rear, and he's already 6.5 seconds ahead of him. So for the commentary briefings, Ryan, I think we might need to get a highlighter and then a Sharpie, and we might need to do big fat circles around that fuel burn and that fuel multiplier, because yeah, you can put comforts on these cars, and the fuel is still going to be such a factor here. Wow, so Pearsey staying out at the moment. One stopper for sure. Actually, props to him for making those soft tyres last for 16 laps. I think he had more. I think Ando and some of the other runners in that first race had more tyre wear in the 14 lapper compared to what Pearsey's doing now. So really good job there, just biting the tongue and making those tyres last. But he will be putting on a lot more fuel. But I think the strategy you called was maybe the right one, Ryan. Get in there, put the stocks on, no fuel, and you don't need to refuel, and then you go back out. So wow, hey, you need to be a borderline mathematician and maybe know how to steer a car to be successful in these categories here as well. So some people love it, some people hate it, some people just like the content, some people really enjoy the strategic side of it, because, you know, raw pace won't necessarily win you races like this. You know, we saw Ando win that first one, and his second one we thought we kind of forgot about him, but yeah, you can throw that in the bin, because I think Ando's put himself in a fantastic position at the moment. And PJ running a bit longer. He did get a really good result in that previous fuel burn race that we did together not too long ago, Ryan. So, yeah, I didn't think I was that literal when we were both saying there's still more to play out as the field was spreading out. Because the fuel numbers on this one has, as I will quote Ryan himself, has spiced things up.
Yeah, but I'm just going off Ando's time. So he did a 2:21, right? And then, sorry, so they've done a 51 and then a 2:21, which is 50 seconds in the pit lane. Now, obviously Peasy has a minute and 25 gap over Ando and so yeah, so Peasy's got a minute 25 on Ando. So he's coming through turn 1, turn 2 now, and Ando's just gone through turn 3. Now, I think Peasy will come out in front of Ando, but the only thing is, Peasy will have hards and Ando will have softs. So, I don't know, it's going to be very tight, I think, because he's in front of Scotty here, but he's managing. He hasn't lost time, really. He's still consistently in the 31s, even though Woods is there. So, you know, obviously, you know, you got Woods there a minute 40 behind. I think they ran a little bit too short on fuel there. You know, Woodsy didn't really save it. The biggest mover, as we did say earlier, is Ando. You know, saving that fuel there, sitting behind Scotty. That was critical. Like he's got 8.2 seconds over Scotty, 6 seconds further over Attard, and then another half a second over Woods. But yet Woods was about 4.5, nearly 5 seconds up the road. So he's pulled. Yep. What's that? 8 and 5. You know, 13, 14 seconds. He pulled 14 seconds on Woods in just that pit stop, just from saving, you know, what, 9 litres of fuel. So, yeah, that's...
Surely Scotty would have known that he was towing Ando along here because he was parked up behind him, and it looks like Pearsy's in now. I think he might be out of result here for this one, Ryan, because, yeah, he does have to jump on those hards, but then if he wants to do an alternate strategy, then, you know, he will need a transit pit lane again. We know how long transit in pit lane already is, so Pearsy's going to, yeah, got some fuel in the car. I'll be interested to know if he puts softs or hards on. Maybe he puts softs on and just sends it, and then just do second last lap and put the hards on. I'm not too sure what he'll do here, but
that's a good shout. That is a good shout. That really is.
Well, that fresh softs right there, so you can see bottom left there. He's put fresh softs on the car, so you might see the ultimate version of Peasy right now was very pacey in that first race. Really brilliant move on Monaco, and was catching Ando towards the end there on less wall tyres, so he might be able to use this opportunity to jump some people. So there's Ando on track, so
Ando's coming through the second last corner.
He's coming here now, so even though he might have pretty good track position, he might think he still needs to put those hards on. So yeah, I think it's operation yeah, take the conservative measures off the car, full send, and yeah, just drive like you're trying to survive. So he will, yeah, be on a mission at the moment. So yeah, wow, and Ando, yet again, fuel, tyres, you name it, he's got it on the string. So Scotty would have surely have known he was giving him a tow, because he was sat behind him so far. He's in the medium. Am I seeing that medium tyre? Okay, so he's got the medium tyre. So maybe a greasy thumb moment there. I've had that before, where you choose the wrong tyre. Or maybe it's an alternative strategy there by Peasy. So he does pop out just under 5 seconds. Sorry, just over 5 seconds from Ando.
Okay, so he's 5.5 seconds behind Ando. Now the problem is, right, mandatories are hard. Okay, so he's gone onto the medium. He still has to pit for a hard. 30 seconds. Regardless of what tyre he has on now, he still has to pit for a hard. Now, there's 3 seconds to Scott, 7 to Peter, PJ, and then, you know, 9, 10, I think he's had a fat finger moment. If he hasn't, that's a very critical strategy call there from Pearsy, because if he so he has to pit again. He'll take tyres and run, but that pit transit, that's going to be massive from him. I think that's definitely the wrong call there.
Yeah, I think he should have just...
You can see him, he's coming back in now. He's coming back in. He definitely fat fingered, 100%. That has...
The hards on now. He has to. He has to now.
Has to put the hards and run to the end. It's his only option. He can't pit again. He's going to lose so much more time. Look at that. Third gone, fourth gone, fifth gone, sixth, seventh. About to be 8.
Just keep an eye on this here, Ryan. If you watch how long this pit transit is, just for tyres, you realise that Interlagos here, regardless what car, is one of the longest pit transits in the game. So, what was that? So
look at him. He's dropped to the back.
There we go. So you might be fast, you might be on the string, but at the end of the day, when it comes to these sort of races, ladies and gentlemen, strategy is such a big factor when it comes to this. So very unlucky for Pearsy, because if it wasn't such a fuel-based race, he had really good pace, probably one of the quickest out there in the field for sure, top 3 no matter. So really unlucky there for Pearsy, so he'll be hoping for a mistake or two for some of the drivers up ahead. And we'll see some hard racing at the moment, so we know bit of a there. Colin, I'm not too sure if he was escorted there, or he maybe just a bit of contact there with Woods. I see what's happening here. So Woods is there we go. Something really interesting with the cars I've noticed on this track, right, just in general, when you get on the corner exit, when you hit that throttle, you lose so much aero compared to when you're not on the throttle. Like the amount of grip you lose and gain on and off throttle is insane. So we've seen actually a fair few misses like that. Nick before start of race 2 there, coming on to turn 2. So there's such a big difference in the grip of the car at the rear of the car when you're on and off throttle. So maybe an LSD tune might be able to fix that, but regardless, it's still such a big factor here. So it would be again driving the wheels off this thing, holding down P4. Really good job, PJ in 3rd position. A really fantastic job here from there again, proving to be
as well.
Yeah, oh yeah, for sure. He's fantastic job by there for PJ to be running 3rd, and Patasso in 8th at the moment on the soft tyre. Doing well. Monica there in 9th. That's pretty good for her considering she was a lap down earlier. So that's a good comeback by her for sure. So she's done a really good job there at the moment. And
definitely.
Easy, unfortunately.
The other critical thing is we've got Foster here in P6, currently battling Colin. You've got Patasso in P8 and Camilleri in P9. So you've got 1st, 2nd, 3rd in the championship, sitting 6th, 8th, and 9th on the road. So what's 2 positions in point loss? The gain that Monica had in the first race, she's only going to lose a tiny bit of points here. So
yeah, for sure.
That first race was massive from her, absolutely massive. That chunk of points is just that's going to really come into play here from her. She's just behind Nick. She's still got the tyre management there. She'll manage that a lot better than what he will, and she may come charging at the end when Nick's tyres die. So even though he is 1.2 in front, I think she may charge back at him. So, seeing her down in 9th, it's not too bad there, because realistically, at the end of the day, there's not kind of really anyone else in the championship battle except for these 3, because, going into the last round next week, we've got, what have we got next week? So we have, not next week, sorry, 2 weeks. We've got Maggiore in 2 weeks. So, wow, that last round at Maggiore, and
Foster dropped to P7, so there, right. So it looks like Foster has come down another position. So 1, 2, 3 in the championship, currently running 7th, 8th, and 9th. So you're not wrong about the loss and gain there for Monica. Only going to lose a few clumps of points here in this 2nd race if they finish as is. So it looks like Foster, look at that tyre wear at the front. I'm not too sure how much that's throwing him off at the moment. Last couple of laps are in the 31s, but has lost a position to Colin. Nick is a fair way behind, so it might be a little bit too late. But I think it'll be Foster's best interest to maybe try and get that position back if he can. But yeah, wow, what a player so far. I was hyping up his pace on the hard tyre, but that didn't even matter because today, what was that? He Ando pitted on the first lap off the hards, and he wasn't too far off Foster in that first pit. Look at the gap. We're looking at a 22-second gap here from first, 2/7 between Ando and Foster. So that is such a big difference. The points for gain and for loss and for race result. And you talk about championship here, Ryan, that is such a big part of it all. So being prepared, and that will really help here at the moment for everyone here, especially for Interlagos. Again, such a technical track for these guys. So Woodsy fishtailing, you know, Pitarso being able to recover that car, Monica holding onto that car really well, Foster's pace on those hard tyres. I think these guys have done a really good job regardless. So it looks like Foster's not giving up here. I think sometimes it's better to be the hunter rather than the hunted, so you might just try stay present there for 6th position at the moment. But it looks like yet again another time penalty. We're seeing a lot of these here tonight, Ryan. I didn't think I would. It must be those first few corners, I think, maybe, because they're quite big penalties. So that curb hopping is taking a lot of time out for some of these races here. You see the port screen at the moment. Got the hazards there flashing, but yeah, we'll serve a 1.5 second penalty, unfortunately. So looks like Colin and Foster might be able to jump this. So that'll be good for Foster for points if he's got that in the back of his mind. But wow, this is Blue Moon with the mask on at the moment. I think, Ryan. I'm pretty sure, because this did not play out the way I thought. So Ando out at 12 seconds over Scotty and PJ. There you go. So we knew race at Blue Moon, did he? So
no.
Looks like we've run. Yeah, looks like we've run it back here a little bit, Ryan. Because if you look at second and third at the moment, there seems to be a bit of a trend at the moment.
Yeah, there seems to be a real trend going on at the moment. You know, Scotty and PJ really, you know, switching it back to Blue Moon, but Ando, strategy call of the gods. You know, that was absolutely fantastic. You know, sitting there behind Scotty, saving fuel, and he's put 12.8 seconds on Scotty, and not only that, 19.5 seconds on Wood as well. So not only was he such a considerable amount behind Woods going into the pits, he's put a chunk on him coming at the ends. He's sitting in the 30s. You know, look at his times: 30.6, 30.7, 30.8, 30.6, 30.7, 30.8. You know, so he's running ridiculously consistent, where Woods is running in the 31s and 32s. So yeah, wow, what an absolutely phenomenal drive here from Ando at the moment. Solid work there. Attard obviously with that penalty burn, but yeah, just looking at the points structure here. So 6th place will get 68, 8th will get 60, and 9th is 56. So you know, Monica's only going to lose 12 points from what she chunked out in the first race. So
Foster, sorry there, right? Foster looking to dive in on Colin there for 5th position, rolls out of it, but he might get better quarter exit here, and he might go the nose here at the moment. So those front tyres looking a bit poor, so I'm not too sure if he might goes on the inside, maybe just showing the nose there, full cam water style there, just letting know that he is there and ready to play, but has a bit of a oversteer moment on corner exit. So front here yet again, so tyre wear and consistency playing such a factor here at the moment. So yeah, well, we might have to keep an eye on these three at the moment, Ryan. I don't know if there's any other battles going on at the moment, but yeah, it looks like we've got another trio battle pack for the gods again for this second race at the moment. What if you see any more fishtails, Woodsy style at the moment, but yeah, it looks like Foster battling hard with in the mid pack. So the championship leader, can we see him in full racecraft race spec style here and pull some moves? So depending how hungry he's feeling and how risky he is at the moment. So as you did mention before, with the point structure and the loss gain that Monica, and to maybe not a big extent but not too much in Nick, you know, what does Foster do here? Does he think about the long term here, or does he just go, no, I'm just gonna go for it just because I'm enjoying what I'm doing right now?
You know, I think he'd go full send on Collins. You know, anytime you can get points, you can. So point difference between 6th and 5th is So 6 points. So if he can get 6 extra points by passing Colin, that'll be critical there. But the other thing is Colin's doing a fantastic job here. We haven't really seen Colin come through, you know, upwards of running at the front, but you know he's doing really good to keep Foster at bay at the moment. You know, he had a bit of a shocker at Blue Moon. I think he finished down the order, but Foster nearly getting an overlap here on the run into turn 5. We see a little bit of kink. Can he get a crisscross?
Colin's going to be compromised here on corner entry. Does Foster pin him close to the corner, or can Colin hold? Goes to the outside, yeah. I don't know if there's a little touch from the rear there as well. I don't know if Foster has the grip to be able to get the cast off from inside move. You see Colin hold him up mid-corner, but Foster gets much better corner exit though. Colin just struggling for that corner exit grip at the moment, especially evident down there at turn 2. So you can even see here how much more grip in the in the corner exit in the mid corner there that Foster has. But I just think he's struggling to get the car stopped at the moment, right?
Yeah, definitely. I think he is as well. But also look at the tyre wear that Foster has. You know, Colin has better tyres, so you know Colin can keep Foster behind him. There's Ando's on the second last lap here at Interlagos for the race here, but PJ Mack, can he pull off a P2 here? On
Redemption arc here in full swing, Ryan, and he made up for the loss there at Blue Moon. So we're see if he can cut another curve here, but wow, talk about rerunning the tape here, Ryan. Blue Moon with the mask on here in the Brazil Interlagos at the moment. So yeah, I'm not too sure which one you'll watch here, but yeah, this is far from resolved from the last 2 positions on the podium, and Woodsy there on 4th. You'll be pretty keen to lap up on any mistakes there Scotty or PJ might make. So yeah, Ando comfortably driving out into the horizon, and PJ, yeah, he's here to play. I think he's going to be really hungry to take that P2 off Scotty at the moment. So yeah, he's gripped up as well. Big understeer over there for Scotty, and just like Foster struggling to get the car stopped, and and even like Colin, PJ has that mid-corner grip and really good corner exit. So I think the key for Scotty here and also Colin, if they cannot compromise their brake points and be able to get good corner entry, I think they should be able to hold off PJ and Foster respectively. So yeah, I think PJ compromised his corner exit there a little bit. So one more lap here to go. Looks like Ando's got this wrapped up. Yeah, far from resolved here for PJ and Scotty. So yeah, wow. I don't know. I think PJ might get him. He's looking really racy at the moment, Ryan.
Yeah, what I was going to mention was that was a tailwind into 1. So Scotty had the tailwind behind him, which PJ couldn't get anything on him. Where now it's gone into a headwind. So PJ's gone on a crisscross here. He's on the inside and he's passed him at the moment.
But he's going to have to keep PJ high at all, and it looks like interesting. He must have maybe had a bit of a moment there on the rears, but wow, PJ had to really check up there on Scotty because he did stop the car. So it looks like his drivers here are really struggling to get the car stopped at the moment. So hopefully no mistakes here for Scotty, PJ, and including Colin and Foster. I think 5th position is still yet to play out. So PJ had the inside there, but couldn't get the car stopped. Scotty around the inside, so still a couple more corners to play out there. Ando will take the win here in race 2. Clean sweep, by the way, ladies and gentlemen, for Ando in the 787, and comes over the checker line. What a brilliant strategy call, and 2nd position still to play out. Scotty might take this one out. We did see a really close finish in the Formula 1 here not too long ago, up between Fernando Alonso and Sergio Perez, but looks like Scotty will yet again put PJ just behind him to take P2. Woodsy not far off, really impressive pace there. Looks like Colin has managed to stay in front of Foster. Brilliant performance by Colin, as you mentioned there before, and really coming into his own at the moment and showing some good form as of late. Batasso just again, that front tyre just looking like a distant memory here, and Monica rounding out the top 8. So yeah, wow, again, fuel being such a factor. We can look at the tyre delta, the tyre burn, but fuel once again and yet again I think we need to learn in the com box just as much as the drivers on the track here, Ryan. That this
I
fuel
don't
has
say
been
fuel,
such a
mate.
player.
I don't say fuel. I
Yeah, it
don't. I
depends what
don't.
car you're driving, I suppose.
I don't know how to say
uh,
fuel, but yeah, well, there's a solid job there. But the biggest loser out of all this is Peasy. Wow, what an unfortunate strategy call. Whether or not it was a bit of a fat finger moment or what happened, but yeah, huge, massive loss there. Jumped onto the mediums by accident potentially. Not too sure, but there you have it, ladies and gentlemen. Ando 787 in Andrew Scott getting the clean sweep here at Interlagos for round 7 here with not even the fastest lap either, just 2 tenths shy. Woodsy getting fastest lap, but Scotty and PJ Mack pulling that out of nowhere with the strategy call of a lifetime, same as Ando. Woods coming around in P4. Colin, really good result there in P5. Top job there from him. Foster coming through P6, Patasso P7, Monica P8, which is critical in the points there because I did see Adard actually have some damage towards the end, which he's jumped down here into P9. So, yeah, Peasy P10. So, you know, what I was saying with the points earlier, having one car in between Foster, Nick, and Monica, there really wasn't there. So, you know, 6, 7, 8, there's only 8 point difference between 6 and 8. So, yeah, it's going to be massive. So, yeah, I'm excited for coming into round 8 here in 2 weeks' time.
yeah, for sure. I think Monica's walked away from those championship contenders there in the top 3 with the most points because, yeah, Foster did finish towards the back there in that first race, and yeah, Nick kind of in that mid pack for both races. So I think in that case, I think have made points on Foster. But wow, what a race to conclude here! Fantastic driving by everyone, top to the grid all the way to the bottom there. Yeah, that would have been such a challenge there with and I did say a Blue Moon not only managing the tyre, being patient driving these very cars that are so prone to having oversteer snaps, just to stay patient on fuel-based strategies like this.
Mhm.
You know, you in a racer wants to go for that move. You know you got the grip, but you just need to take that moment and trust the process. And Ando, I mean, like he was quite content sitting behind Scotty that whole time. I mean, if I was Scotty, I would have been like, "Hold on, mate, you're gonna jump by me at the moment." But he sat behind him and yeah, used that toe to save some fuel and jumped out of pits with a massive lead. So yeah, it takes one to to be able to stay patient on that, rely on the strategy that you've got, and yeah, just wait it out because you can easily second guess yourself there. Maybe Peasy might have perhaps maybe had a moment where he second guessed himself, unless it might have been a fat finger moment there for him. But yeah, that's really unfortunate there for Peasy. But outside of that, yeah, wow, so many great moments in that race, Tyler. Woodsy, incredible car control there, and yeah, really good battle towards the end there with Scotty and PJ as well. So yeah, wow. Without showing any my unbiased commentator's opinion of this, if I wasn't a commentator, if I didn't know much about this, that was legitimately really entertaining to watch, mate. That was incredible. So parody all that, these cars, these drivers are putting on just an absolute clinic. So that was really fun to watch.
Yeah, it was really fun to watch here at Interlagos for this one. A little bit of battles going on during the mid-race in race 1 and race 2 there, but Ando coming across with the clean sweep there with the strategy call of a lifetime, pitting on the end of lap 1, then pitting around the mid-pack there around lap 17, 18, running on the softs to the end. So solid work there from Ando, saving fuel. As always, fuel race comes into play here. Maybe I might need to do a bit of homework for the last round, but as always, thank you to everyone over at MotorMotion for putting this Shawfire series on. It is very exciting here at for us to call, but thanks to all the drivers there. But yeah, unfortunately that is it for us at round 7. Sorry, for round 7 here at Interlagos in Brazil. Time for us to get on the plane and head over to back to Australia because I think we got some track stars races on Sunday. So time for us to pack up here, maybe have a drink with some of the boys, and then back off to actually where are we going? We're going to Tokyo. So Brazil to Tokyo for some GR2 racing, but yeah, solid job there and solid racing by everyone. And we'll wait and see on the point situation, but next week. But as always, thank you to yourself. Great call there, gents. That was a good job. Thanks to everyone involved, and yeah, I did enjoy that one, and it was obviously good having you in the com box there. But Yeah, solid work there. But unfortunately, that is it for us, ladies and gentlemen. Thank you to everyone that did join in for the stream. You know, interacted with us and stuff like that. Definitely keeps us in the loop of things and enjoying. But yeah, as I said, that is it for us, ladies and gentlemen. Catch us in 2 weeks' time here at the Shawfire Supercars Series for the final round here of the Supercars. Question is, can Foster win? Can Patasso win? Or can Monica pull the you know, championship call of a lifetime? But thank you from Kris Lashbrook in Smashing Apex, myself in Ryan Palmer in Disappointed, and all of the admin over at MotorMotion. But that is it for us, ladies and gentlemen. As always, tune in next week. Sorry, 2 weeks time for the last round. But in saying that, we do have the TCR series, which will be streamed by George and Nick, with potentially maybe even some pit lane commentators. But yeah, as I said, that is it for us. And until then, we shall see you all next time.